Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at The Mandalorian Season 2 and the potential ability for a Luke Skywalker cameo and Easter eggs. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee. Greetings, Exalted Ones. Greetings to all you Jedi, Padawans, and younglings out there. This is Star Wars Coffee, covering everything you need to know about the latest developments, news, and leaks in Star Wars, and as always, giving you my analysis. The Mandalorian Season 2 will be arriving to Disney Plus October 30th. Disney will be doing the same thing they have done last season with the weekly release of episodes. And with that being the case, I've been seeing a lot of people send me messages and talk about theories about Luke Skywalker cameos in The Mandalorian Season 2, and there are three main arguments they're using for this, but I think everybody is actually missing the most clued in one in my regard. But let's take a look at the three arguments that everybody's talking about initially first, and one of them is that the trailer for Season 2 frames the season as a hunt for the Jedi. So the trailer begins with the voiceover from the Armorer telling Mando he has to reunite the child with the Jedi. We then see a mysterious person, Sasha Banks, vanish in a very sneaky Jedi fashion. The message here is pretty clear. Mando is going to actually try and do this, which means he'll encounter Jedi, Ahsoka, at some point in this season. If Mando meets more Jedi, that means somebody at some point should be talking about Luke Skywalker, who is, as far as most people know, the only legit Jedi around at this point in time. And you gotta remember, this takes place 6 years after Return of the Jedi ended. So as far as most people know, Luke Skywalker is the legend, if you will, of the time. So Luke Skywalker is the only Jedi most people are actually aware of this at this point, and Ahsoka's probably less known. So, 2. Luke Skywalker's activities are still around, so Luke is still doing his Jedi thing. So the Mandalorian set 6 years after Return of the Jedi, which means it's about 8-9 years after the Battle of Yavin in the Star Wars canon timeline, and this means that Luke is still a couple of decades away from being exiled on Ahch-To. So it's possible that Luke could still be doing his Jedi fact-finding mission that Lando mentioned in The Rise of Skywalker, and this could be happening for several years. And we also know that Luke was still looking for Sith Wayfinders after Return of the Jedi, so it's possible that Luke is getting prepared to actually start up his new Jedi Academy at this point. And in any of these scenarios in the current canon, we don't know exactly what Luke is doing at this time, but all of his movements were connected to Jedi research. And the last point that people are using, which I think is probably the best argument aside from the way the trailer seems to frame the season, is the X-Wings in the trailer. So Luke is probably not flying one of these X-Wings that pull up on the Razor Crest in the new trailer, but you know, he always could be. They always could give that Easter egg and that cameo to it, because you can't expect Mark Hamill to actually go in there, right? Unless they de-age him, like they have done for Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War and stuff like that. But Luke was still flying his X-Wing around at the time he went into exile, which means it's more than likely that he still had the X-Wing at this point. So this would be 28 years, 30 years after the Battle of Yavin by the time Luke exiled himself completely like that. So Luke is almost still certainly flying around the galaxy in his X-Wing. So countless canon comics and novels, including the Kylo Ren Marvel comic series, so the Rise of Kylo Ren, have frequently pointed out that Luke Skywalker thinks of himself as the last Jedi, and that's taken from those comic context. So 5 years after the Battle of Endor, Luke still certainly thinks this way. So would he go into an X-Wing and chase down Mando to try and figure out the mystery of the child, given the fact that 4 years after the Battle of Yavin, which would be the Return of the Jedi timeline, he had his engagements with Yoda? So when you think about it, it could be a good nod that the child is involved at all, that he's looking for the child's home, and Luke would certainly have more knowledge than anybody, just given the fact that he has met Yoda, even though he doesn't even know what Yoda is, but he still has more information than Mando does at this point. So the only question would be, if there was actually a Luke cameo, would it just be an audio cameo, like a comm communication from the X-Wing, which Mark Hamill could easily come in, or he didn't even have to go in anywhere, he could literally just record it on his phone as a voice memo and send it off. and they would be able to do it that way. Or could they do a CGI Luke? However, the clue I think most people are missing is actually hidden in a canon comic, Marvel's Star Wars number 6 from 2020, which was written by Charles Soule. And Luke Skywalker, the premise of the comic is Luke recently lost his lightsaber with Darth Vader. So the Dark Lord revealed that he is actually Luke's father, the former Jedi, which we all knew. Luke is more determined than ever to become a Jedi despite the shocking revelation. Visions of a mysterious woman guide Luke to the planet Sorelia, but instead of answers, Luke is ensnared in a deadly trap. And what that deadly trap reminds you of is this frame of Season 2 trailer. So Sorelia, and the image looks like this. So the son of Darth Vader came to me for help. And then you can scroll through it, and you will then see the trap there. But then you can go into the previous comic, which would be Star Wars number 5 of 2020, and in that comic you're going to see another thing that looks a lot like Mando Season 2 trailer once again. So that comic starts off with Luke in a cantina, and then he goes to this planet Sorelia, which again is like a fish market planet, which the ships in this look very similar to the ones we see in the Mando Season 2 trailer, again where Luke has been in this comic. So it just seems to me that the time that this comic was written would be at the same time in the real world here where Season 2 was in production. And this could have been informed to Charles Soule, and he could have included this if they were trying to, again, as I always say, weave different mediums in and out of canon and try and continue to weave the canon deeper and bring that continuity to all aspects of Star Wars. So I think that's the real missed point. And Sorelia, for those of you who are unaware, is a planet located in a star system centered around a trinary star. Its surface was mostly covered in oceans, which supported the aquatic life in the planet's fishing business. And if you take a look at the Season 2 trailer, we see a lot of that, right? So we see that in the trailer. We see Mando on the boat, we see nothing but the water, and though it had occasional red land masses. So while searching for his lightsaber during a Rebel Alliance mission at Cloud City, Luke saw a force vision of a woman on this planet. His R2-D2 found the planet in the database, and Luke visited it in an attempt to find this woman from his vision that you saw in the comic. And when he did, she fled, with Skywalker and his droid giving a chase across the water, which is more of the clue to what you can see in the trailer in the same type of framing, but eventually being captured, and Luke revealed that she was also a Force user named Verla. So this comic, it gives good credence to this idea that this is where Mando could be, and that we could have the planet incorrectly pegged. So Sorelia could be this planet, and Luke, given on it, could give more credence to the fact that Luke could have some type of Easter egg, some type of cameo in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, especially given the canon context of the timeline. And that's what I think most people are missing, is the weaving of continuity. You guys know I'm big on that, and I think that this comic, Star Wars number 5 and number 6, give hints to that, and they are from 2020. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. May God bless you, and the Force be with you always. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe. Do it! And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.